What has been going on in the world of TV and movies? We're going to have a bunch of topics that have been being covered by the Explore page. A bunch of people within the movie community has been talking about all of this, and we are going to be starting out with this post over here from Marvel Mania, and I have seen this going around. Scarlett Johansson says Black Widow was over-sexualized in Iron Man 2. She called Natasha's portrayal so sexualized and said the character was treated like a piece of ass instead and like a possession. Now, I definitely wouldn't say she was treated like a possession. I would say that but the problem is, isn't that Black Widow's character? Isn't she supposed to be like a spy that quite literally is sexualized? Am I wrong about that? If anybody could shed some light on like anybody who knows anything about comics down below, I thought that was the point of the character. You have one of the most like, and I'm speaking objectively over here. A lot of people believe her to be like one of the most beautiful people in Hollywood, and you have her play this like sexy spy that's supposed to be a sexy spy. Isn't that how the character's supposed to go? But it could just be like it's one of those things where the actor kind of starts regretting showing themselves as they get older, that type of stuff. It could be another case like that, but let's see what some people had to say about that here. It really bothers me at times when certain actors don't truly know or understand their characters that they play. Imagine if Uma Thurman said this about Poison Ivy and Batman and Robin. Now, I don't know much about Poison Ivy, unfortunately, either, but again, I kind of thought that the character was supposed to be sexualized, and that's kind of what they signed up for. I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I'm not educated on the comics, guys. MCU responded to it and said this: I noticed a lot of old actresses start saying crap like this when they start aging, and the newer, younger, prettier girls start taking their roles, because she definitely would have never said this back then. Yeah, I mean, like, there was an easy path to success back then. And I can't believe that somebody would say something like this. How horrible. How horrible. And of course, I would never agree with such a thing, YouTube, but we are reporting viral topics, what people are talking about, what the movie community has been talking about. I can't believe somebody would say such a thing like that. That's crazy. She's only making waves now because her character is dead in the MCU, and she wants to remain relevant saying crap like this, so whether it's true or not, it's how she chooses to do it. Now, I don't know if it's just to be relevant within the movie scene or the Hollywood scene. Maybe it's possible because all these people have had so much attention, but she still gets a ton of attention. She's still part of the movies. A lot of people really like the fact that she's part of Jurassic World still, and I don't know what other movies. I'm sure she's still doing other movies too. I just noticed too Scarlett Johansson down here. I think that's a bit unfair to say. Who the hell has a Scarlett Johansson profile, man? But let's keep going to Pop Grave. Josh Hutcherson tells GQ Hype that he tried to flag how unrealistic Peeta's face paint disguise was in the Hunger Games. I was like, look, I know the dude's a baker, but how is he doing this? Baking sourdough is not painting. How the fuck did he do that? Why didn't someone stop it? There are so many people who could have stopped it. They let this happen to me. I just lay there. I thought it was a little bit unrealistic as well, but I just found it more funny that they turned the entire thing into a brand new meme. I didn't know that he tried to put a stop to it, though. I don't know, man. I'd be happy. The problem is he probably cares about his work. If I was acting, I would just be like, hey, whatever you need, I'm going to make my money. Hey, if you want me to lay down there, I'll lay down there. But yeah, it was ridiculously unrealistic. I never even really gave it a thought, though. See, everybody just turned it into a meme. They just let it happen, and I just lay there. Dude, that's such a horrible, I can't believe, yeah, that is really unrealistic for the Hunger Games, man. And what the hell? I used my skills as a baker to seamlessly blend into my surroundings. Yeah, because he got... Could you imagine? That's basically the same thing. That's how outrageous it was when Peeta was hiding in the rocks. Literally the same thing right there. But again, I don't question it. The movie was really good. Sorry if you can hear my notification, guys, there. Let's continue on over here. If you read the books, you would know the backstory, and he took the camouflage class offered to the tributes before the game started. Yeah, but you need to, if they're going to do something like that, they need to add that to the movies, And he liked decorating cakes, so I remember correctly. It was more than just a baker. If you're going to add a detail like that, you need to add it to the movie. You can't just go, oh, yeah, you expect, those of you who read the books know the lore. No, it just makes the movie not make sense, man. In the book, he had simply buried himself in some mud and covered himself with things like weeds, rocks, etc. to blend in. It was just smart and actually realistic. Yeah, that's the way they should have gone through with it and not have that ridiculous rock outlook, man. Bro went from Breaking Bad to military-grade invisibility. Dude, you know what I was always thinking of? Could you imagine if someone was just walking around and just stepped on his face? Because that was a real possibility, too, if Katniss was in the area and they were trying to kill her, man. He's been holding that Peeta camouflage trauma in for years. Yeah, actually, why are you talking about it now? Dude, it must have been an interview or something. Wait, there's a new Hunger Games movie in the works. That's probably what it's for, right? I don't know if he's a part of it. I doubt he's a part of it, but that might have been it. Yeah, they had him on for something, and they were end up oh, how do you feel about the Hunger Games? How do you feel about this scene? Do you remember this scene? This scene got turned into a meme. It was probably like that. I don't know if he was necessarily holding it in. Let's continue on over to Breaking Bad over here. Skylar vs. Marie, who did it better? Well, One was actually, like, I mean, both of them were not for the sake of love and pleasure, but there's nothing more pathetic than what Skylar did to Walter. Nothing more pathetic. We had an entire video actually breaking down that's one of the reasons why Walt's crash out was justified. If you're interested, take a look at that. It's titled something along the lines of why Breaking Bad is a dangerous warning to modern men, something like that, but let's see what some people had to say. That Marie scene had me feeling a certain type of way. I think that's like the only scene where people looked at Marie and was like, oh yeah, I see the vision. I see the vision, Hank. Winning an eBay auction or getting your husband to leave the hospital and come home, Marie's was nobler. I don't know if I would really describe it as more noble, but it's definitely better than what Skylar did, man. We're gonna skip another comment over here that says I'd rather take care of myself alone than do what Skylar did, which is very true the case. But let's continue on over to the Avengers over here. This is a quote tweet with 1.1 million views. RDJ acting his ass off while Chris is just standing there. Dude, it's Robert Downey Jr.'s scene. It's what? How did this get 1.1 million views? Unless there's backlash with it. No, there's only 79 replies to that. No, it's the scene about Tony. Captain America and Bucky aren't the ones watching their parents actively get murdered. And I thought, like, I'd have to look at their eyes, but I thought they did a good job acting too, because there's like worry. Yeah, you can see he's acting with his eyes a little bit there too. What do you want him to act like? It's not like he's watching his parents die. Yeah, Bucky too. Like, they're kind of like looking at each other, and this is Robert Downey Jr.'s scene, and he did a phenomenal job acting, man. Yeah, no, I don't necessarily agree with that one, man. Oh, there you go. Because he's because he's not the one who's watching his mother die in the scene. Yeah, there's one that's like supposed to be acting like crazy, and the other one kind of just standing there looking worried. Steve is trying to stay composed. He needs to stay focused, and he needs Tony to stay focused too. If he let it slip that he knew, it's all over. It's only when Tony openly confronts him about it that you see the facade slip. It's all in the eyes with Chris's performance here. Yeah, that's actually a good way to look at it, man. But I can't believe that one went like as crazy viral as it did. In no way it was that. You're not comparing it to the Wonder Woman clip. Absolutely not. Kal-El, no. Kal-El, no. Dude, I can't believe that, like, made it past whatever screenings that they made it to be. They needed to react that part with Wonder Woman. What was he supposed to do? Scream? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I'm glad that some of the replies agree with me over here. This one got 1.7k likes, but that post went very, very, very viral. Probably too subtle for your eyes. He did exactly what was required for his character. Probably too subtle for your eyes. That's the problem with more subtle acting. Some people don't see it unless you overreact. I thought this. I paused for a second because I thought he said that Robert Downey Jr. overreacted. I was like, what? No, I thought that scene was one of the most well-done scenes in Marvel history, honestly. Let's continue on over. Someone said RDJ acting his ass off, and he's just holding his eyes open until they water and looking constipated. No, that's crazy. That's crazy. No, he did a phenomenal job in that scene. I will die on that hill, man. Somebody else said, go over and watch it again when Steve says, I didn't know it was him. Look closely at what he was saying with that fear in his face, because deep down he knew. Now he has to admit the worst possible time. In the worst possible time. Yeah, he did a great job. All you had to do was, like, let the acting job continue on for the rest of the scene, not, like, pick out that one part where Steve's kind of, like looking at Bucky a little bit, you know? Let's continue on over to No Context Tobey Maguire. How many views did this one get? 200,000 views over here. 2007 was such a good year for movies. You know, I've never watched all the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. I've never watched the early ones. I know I've watched some more modern ones. I've always meant to go back and watch them. I heard they were so good. But yeah, dude, I Am Legend is a very underrated movie, dude. I've actually never went back and rewatched I Am Legend just because I would have to watch what happened to the dog. I have such a heart for animals and such a heart for dog, and that was one of the cruelest things that I've ever watched, that I've never went back to that movie despite loving I Am Legend. It's a great movie. I definitely suggest it. Dude, I forgot about the Simpsons movie, Transformers when it first came out. Dude, 2007, I'm getting so much nostalgia for this. I will say, though, never been a Ratatouille enjoyer, ever. If you guys are interested, we also have a tier list ranking every single Pixar movie. Ratatouille is going to go over in the F tier. Somebody said, I remember 2007 vividly. Movies felt like an event again. I went to the theater with friends almost every weekend, from superhero flicks to indie gems. I think what sticks with me the most is the mix of excitement and discovery, like catching a film that you weren't expecting to love. That year really reminded me why I fell in love with cinema. The stories, the energy, and the shared experience of watching something great with others. Best of the best still. Yep. I'm with that, man. But I think that energy carried past 2007. And now we've reached a point where the trailers show way too much. Like, how many things do you see on social media now where it's like, oh, this is going to happen in the movie, this is going to happen in the movie, this person's going to be in the movie. I miss when it was an event and you could just, like, go watch it. We talk about this over on the gaming channel a lot. I don't like leaks. I don't like seeing it. But I do miss the old Transformers days, man. I heard they're rebooting Transformers again, which is pretty cool to see. Hopefully Michael Bay's a part of it. Brave of you to call Alvin and the Chipmunks movie good, dude. My nephew is in Alvin and the Chipmunks. He came over with his tablet one day, blasted that thing for I don't even know how many hours, and I already hated Alvin and the Chipmunks, and now I hate it even more. No hate towards, like, obviously kids love Alvin and the Chipmunks. I'm just like, no, I remembered exactly why I hated Alvin and the Chipmunks, man. Next up, Fan Celebs Nova posted Vanessa Kirby. What is this even from? 1 million views on this one, of course. I wonder why. So this is an account with, let me bring you over here. This is an account with sharing Hollywood Idols photos, updates, and vibes. Well, I mean, this doesn't really, like, the thing is, we get AI to search the topics for us so we can get an authentic reaction. But the problem is you just mix in random celebrity stuff in here too. But I can only imagine what the comments are going to be over there. Here on activation. Yeah. Oh, that was a whole weird situation those two had, man, over there. That boy Reed Richards they couldn't handle themselves. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, but they were together in the movie. Well, I guess that means he could handle them? Probably. He's got the superpower. You guys got to check it out on the Clenday Channel. Depending when you're watching this, we made a tier list video for the most useful superpower in the bedroom. And we talk about Reed Richards' stretching ability. Let's continue on over to the next topic, though, from Drama Alert. Michael Jackson fans are going wild at the theaters. Oh, I have such conflicting thoughts on this, man, but we'll play a little bit of it because we're going to get... The sound is gonna get copyrighted real quick. Oh, maybe there isn't really that much of a sound. We might have to AI the sound out. But... So, I have mixed feelings about this because on one side of the coin, I really do enjoy people getting together, like, and I'm not a Michael Jackson fan personally, but I can appreciate the idea of so many people that, like, adore Michael Jackson, adore his music, they have an event together. I think of more of it like, when you go to watch, when I watched a Demon Slayer movie, for example, everybody was there to see Demon Slayer, everybody was a major fan of it, it was just one of those movies, it's not really a casual movie, you know what I mean? Everybody going to see Michael loves Michael Jackson. So I can appreciate the sense of community in there, but the problem is, Demon Slayer didn't have those people where they're going up to the stage and being the main character. I could get it, like, so, at some sense, if everybody was vibing with it, which it does seem like, but I'm sure there's people in the theater that weren't vibing with it, right? Like, but ultimately, I don't think that you should be able to do something like this and risk the enjoyment, because I would personally hate something like this. I don't care how much community that we have. I came to watch a movie. I paid to watch a movie. Sit down, shut up, and watch the movie. So I'm kind of on both sides with that one, if that makes sense. Like, I appreciate everybody going hype, if everybody's okay with it, but I'm sure there's people in the seats that are going like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening right now. Because I get annoyed when people are on their phones in the movie. I get annoyed when people are talking during the movie. Just go there, sit down, shut up. And if you guys want to have like a collective laugh together, that's a natural reaction to have to the movie. Not this ridiculous main character energy that we're seeing over here. Like, just go sit down. That's where I'm leaning towards, but I do, again, understand the other side and the community and the people that love, like, oh my god, someone's dancing. This is a whole vibe. You know what I mean? It's a tough one. But again, I still lean on side, sit down, and shut up and watch the movie. Let's see what some people had to say about that. Me coming back with the movie theater attendant as soon as I see someone approaching the screen. Yeah, I've seen a lot of hate for this online. There's clips like this that have been going viral all over the place. Oh, what is it? Hang on. This guy stinks! Yeah, but yeah, it's a tough one, man. It's an entire tough conversation to have. Akira said, ban him from all movie theaters immediately. This got 14k likes and 300,000 views. So maybe people kind of agree with this. Yeah, I'm for issuing out bans if somebody is being like ridiculous over the movie theater. If put cameras in there. I'm sure they have cameras actually now that I think about it. But put cameras in there. See that people are misbehaving in the theater. Give them a lifetime ban. That'll make an example out of people really quickly, because there's been too many times and too many situations where I've paid to go to a movie and paid a lot of money depending on who you're bringing. If you're bringing your entire family with the snacks and everything, it becomes like well over a $50 night sometimes. And you just have that ruined by some disrespectful people who think they're like the entire world's about them. I'm not with that, man. Let's continue on over here. This level of main character syndrome needs to be studied. I agree with that. I agree with that. You're giving him too much credit. Oh, we're not reading that. We're not reading that right there. Let's circle over to Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones really tried to hide this goddess in it. What? That's her? What? I would have never, dude, if you said like this is a character from Game of Thrones, because that's what I was saying. Like when I first looked at this and I saw this is Game of Thrones tried to hide this person, I was like, what character? But of course, like the nun wardrobe gave it away. Really? Oh my god. Yeah, it's just music over there. I would have never guessed that's a person, but she was so covered up in Game of Thrones that, so excuse me if you hear my notification again, guys. She was so covered up in Game of Thrones, I didn't even know. I don't know anything about the actress. I'm not good with actors and actresses, guys. My apologies, but that's crazy, actually. Somebody said, yeah, this was the character. I would have never guessed in a million years that was the character. Dude, you know, you did a good acting job when I thought she was a phenomenal character in Game of Thrones, man. Yeah, that's my reaction. That's her. Wow. You learn something new every day, man. Here we go again. Let's circle over to the boys, okay? This might be the superhero we've been waiting for. What kind of commentary are we supposed to give on this one, man? Let's see.
Should be thanking Christ that I am who and what I am.
I don't know.
Because you need me.
Do we need this person? Do we need Homelander? Do we need this person?
You need me to save you.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if there's there's a lot of really horrible things that Homelander did, but you could probably count on Homelander to, like, save the day if somebody was, like, attacking. What's this person gonna do? I don't know if this is the right audio to do. Excuse me. I don't know if you live up to I don't know if you live up to Homelander, dude. I can't wait to watch The Boys Season 5, man. Let's see. At least clean. Oh, my God. This is... Wow. That's crazy. I too noticed the abundance of air fryers. What? Hang on. Oh, would you look at that?
Should be thanking Christ.
Hang on. Does this make this... Oh, my God. Does this make this AI?
Who and what I am. Because you need me.
I can't tell. Now I'm guessing that this is AI.
Thanking Christ.
Yeah, because why would you have that? We probably just got fooled. That's crazy, dude. Unless it shows an actual name or IG, I automatically assume it's AI. Oh, yeah. Oh, Elena the Plug is her Yeah, I'm gonna go check out someone named Elena the Plug. Now I can't tell. Now I don't know. Look how much we're getting screwed over here. Dude, these videos we make are always crazy. I love making the Explore recap videos, man. But let's continue on. Oh my God, I've seen this. Have you guys seen this? Years later, Will Poulter recounted that filming the kissing scene with Jennifer Aniston and Emma Roberts in We're the Millers was quite uncomfortable. He said he was only 19 years old and admitted that today, having an intimacy coordinator on set would have helped. Oh, I don't think we can speak on this, can we? I don't think so. Who? Oh, boy. I can only imagine what the comments are going to be like on this one. I'm going to go with... I can never remember exactly what the saying is. My steak is too juicy and my lobster is too buttery. Something like that. I always forget exactly how the steak is. I mean, how the quote goes. Excuse me. But yeah, I don't think we can comment on this, man. Having an intimacy coordinator, how would that help? Unless you, like, quite literally don't know how to kiss. But I would imagine maybe at 19, there's people at 19 that don't have the experience. But Hollywood's so screwed up, I would imagine that you did have a bunch of experience. That's tough. Years later, Weird. I can only imagine what the comments are going to say, man. God, what a bunch of wankers and the guys in the comments are. I was 19 years old. Not everyone has to act like animals in the heat, and even less on a movie set. Then they complain about it when they were men who don't report these things, and they're minimized when they do. Some would argue, I would never in a million years say such a thing. I'm just saying what some people would say to this trending topic is there is a double standard there, and understandably so. I would never agree with that. I would never in a million years say that one is worse than the other. If this were to happen with a girl compared to a guy, I would never in a million years say such a thing like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a really, really touchy subject, man. And who wouldn't feel uncomfortable? Maybe the losers in the comments because they only think with their dicks. But what guy doesn't think that way? Whether you're gay or not, you have the right to feel respected, even if there are people who mock a serious topic. Whether you're gay or not? Is he gay? Oh, that makes sense. Is he? Because that would make sense. Because then that would be like incredibly uncomfortable to have to kiss a bunch of girls. Oh, I didn't even think about that, dude. I didn't even think about that. Now I understand where he's coming from. I was 19 years old. It seems like people forget that it's a scene, not a wanker's fantasy. There were tons of people watching him while he was filming. The actresses have more professional experience than them. He was probably dying of nerves. Yeah, this is too touchy of a subject, man. But it would be a little bit uncomfortable, people watching you. I wouldn't like that as well, but I would imagine the positives would outweigh the negatives on that one. Yeah, there we go. Can I call it or what? I always forget exactly how the quote goes. My steak is too juicy and my lobster's too buttery. What a disgusting thing to say about somebody. I can't believe that somebody would say such a thing. It was so difficult that I couldn't get it right for the first 100 or so takes, dude. I've always thought about this. I could imagine with scenes like this, people going, oh man, I can't believe I screwed up. Or they just end up laughing. I was like, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Hoo-hoo, silly me. We have to do a retake. Right when they're supposed to stop too. I can see them doing that, man. I don't think you get it. He's got to do multiple takes of this scene with his crotch in the shot at 19 and not pop a boner. There's no way he didn't pop one. There's no way. Unquestionable levels of, yeah, I mean, that would hurt, but you would just do the waistband tuck, I would imagine, right? But yeah, I'm a little bit confused on what an intimacy coordinator is. Weird, man. But if you guys want to keep talking about things trending and going on in the world of movies, actually, let's not do that. Let me bring you over to this Pixar movie ranking that we spoke about earlier. I would love to have you over there. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care, everybody.